How many times have you found yourself in that place, that desperate, draining place of trying to prove your worth? You're laying out your heart, you're explaining your intentions, you're arguing your case to someone who has already decided not to hear you. Maybe it's in dating where you feel like you're in a constant job interview trying to prove your hive. You enough, successful enough, strong enough. You text, you call, you try to articulate your feelings, your ambitions, your very soul, only to be met with indifference, a one-word answer, or the hollow echo of silence. You feel unheard, unseen, and infuriatingly misunderstood. Or maybe it's with your family or your friends, where you're trying to explain the path you're on, the vision you have for your life, and they just don't get it. They look at you with confused eyes, unable to see the fire that burns within you, and so you try harder. You over-explain, you defend, you justify. You pour out your energy like water into a broken cup, believing that if you just find the right words, the perfect combination of logic and emotion, they will finally understand. They will finally see you, but they don't, and you're left feeling exhausted, depleted, and more alone than when you started. How many times have you fought so hard to be heard by people who have already decided not to listen? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we hand over our peace to those who have no intention of honoring it? This compulsive need for external validation, this deep-seated belief that our worth is determined by someone else's approval, is a spiritual sickness. It's a subtle poison that convinces you that talking more, explaining more, and trying harder is the path to connection and respect. But I am here to tell you that this is a profound lie. It is a deception that keeps you trapped in a cycle of frustration and powerlessness. Today, we are going to dismantle that lie. We are going to explore a counter-intuitive truth, a principle that feels like weakness to the world, but is, in fact, one of the greatest sources of spiritual and personal power you will ever possess. It is the immense, world-altering power found in strategic silence. This isn't about being passive. This isn't about giving up. This is a conscious, active choice to redirect your most valuable resource, your energy, away from fruitless battles and back into the one thing you can control, yourself. I promise you, if you can grasp this one concept, you will reclaim your power, you will protect your peace, and you will become magnetic in a way you never imagined possible. You will begin to build a life so solid, so authentic, that the validation you once craved from others will become irrelevant. The pain of feeling unseen is real. It's an ache that settles deep in the soul of a man. It's the feeling of being not enough that whispers to you in the quiet moments. It's the exhaustion that comes from constantly performing, from shaping yourself into what you think others want you to be. In the world of dating, this is a brutal arena. You are told to be strong, but vulnerable, successful, but humble, confident, but not arrogant. You spill your guts, share your dreams, and if she's not interested, you internalize it as a personal failure. You think, if only I had said something different, if only I had explained myself better, maybe then she would have seen my worth. This feeling of inadequacy drives you to keep trying, to keep pushing, to keep explaining, long after the battle is lost. You become a salesman for your own value, and it is the most demeaning job in the world. This flawed mindset, this desperate need for approval, is not your fault. It's been programmed into us by a society that measures a man's worth by his external achievements and the approval of others. Loneliness is a powerful motivator, and it can trick you into believing that your value is a verdict delivered by someone else. We are taught that to be loved, we must be understood, and to be understood, we must explain. But this is where the wires get crossed. Your value is not determined by how others react to you. Your worth is inherent, placed within you by God, and it is not up for debate. This is the turning point. This is where you reclaim your power. I'm talking about strategic silence. This is not the silence of defeat. It is the silence of wisdom, of strength, of a man who knows his worth and refuses to put it on trial. Think of it as energy conservation for your soul. It means you stop arguing with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Their minds are already made up. Your words, no matter how eloquent, will only be fuel for their fire. You must learn to recognize a closed door and stop knocking. It means you stop explaining your vision to people who lack the capacity to see it. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey. Your dreams were given to you, not them. To try and force them to see what you see is to diminish the sacredness of your own calling. It means you stop defending your worth to someone who is looking for a reason to devalue you. Whether in a relationship or a friendship, if you find yourself constantly having to justify your existence, your value, your basic goodness, then you are in the wrong place. Let your actions, your integrity, and your peace be your only argument. When you feel that familiar urge rising within you, that desperate need to explain, to justify, to make them understand, you must learn to pause. Take a breath and choose silence. In that silence, you are not surrendering. You are ascending. You are making a powerful declaration that your inner peace is more valuable than their approval. So, what do you do with all this energy you've saved? This is where the transformation happens. This is where you stop trying to convince others of your value and start building a life that is undeniable proof of it. You build your kingdom in silence. You go to the gym not to post selfies, but to forge discipline and strength. You work on your career, your business, your craft, not for the applause, but for the deep satisfaction of building something meaningful. The fulfillment must come from the work itself, from the process of becoming, not from the validation you hope to receive at the end of it. The world is full of noise, of people broadcasting their every move. Be different, work in the quiet. Let your success be the noise. You become your own source of validation. This is the inner work, the most important work a man can do. Start journaling. Write down your thoughts, your fears, your ambitions. Confront your own demons on the page. Learn to sit with your own emotions, to understand them, to process them without needing someone else to come and soothe you. True emotional strength is not the absence of emotion. It's the ability to manage it yourself. When you stop outsourcing your emotional well-being to others, you become a fortress of self-reliance. This is the bedrock of what it means to be a high-value man. And here is the beautiful paradox. When you stop chasing, you become magnetic. When you are no longer desperate for validation, your self-assuredness creates an aura of intrigue and respect that words could never achieve. People are drawn to those who are secure in themselves. Your silence, your focus, your quiet confidence, it speaks volumes. The woman who wasn't listening suddenly wonders why you've gone quiet. The friends who didn't understand your vision start to see the results of your silent work. They will see the peace in your eyes, the strength in your posture, the purpose in your stride, and they will be drawn to it. Your silence will be heard more loudly than your desperate pleas ever were. You will attract people who are on your level, people who don't need you to explain your worth because they can see it. They will value your peace because they value their own. This is how you build a life of authentic connection, not by chasing approval, but by becoming a man who has no need for it. So, tonight, I challenge you. Your peace is your priority. Your energy is your most valuable currency. Stop handing it out to people who haven't earned it. The next time you feel that familiar gut-wrenching urge to over-explain, to defend your honor, to beg to be understood, stop. Take a deep breath and choose the powerful path of strategic silence. Choose your peace. Choose your own validation. Choose yourself. Turn that energy inward. Go to the gym. Read that book. Build that business. Become the man you were created to be. Go build your life in the quiet, with purpose and with honor. The right people, the ones who are meant to be in your life, will hear your silence more clearly and more profoundly than your words ever could. They won't need an explanation. Your life will be the only one you need.